Amazing Life Matters people, how are we all doing? I am super excited to have you on the show after a while. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? I am so grateful to God. You don't know how grateful I am to God. Bringing us thus far. 2 years, guys. 2 years. Hi, everybody. Hello. Yeah, so today I'm just gonna be grateful to God. Number one, happy new year. You want to say that, happy new year. It's been a minute, it's been a long minute. It's been a minute. I want to first say a big thank you to everybody that supported, that's oh my god, the wedding was a blast. Oh my god, like y'all didn't like see anything online, to be very sincere. Y'all didn't see anything online. Like it was too much fun. It was too much fun. And that was the idea, to just have a 2-day concert and turn up for Jesus. And that was what happened. It was amazing. It was amazing. Thanks to everyone that sent gifts. Oh my god. My Life Matters family, a couple of people sent gifts, both cash, both to my book cash gifts in naira, gifts in the wedding registry. Oh my god, I want to say a big thank you to everybody. God bless you real good. Thank you for holding the fort. You know, it was I really wanted to have, thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much, ma. We're so grateful. We're so grateful. So for those just joining us for the very first time, welcome to Life Matters with Aanu Adedire, and I'm sure that God has been good to you as He has been good to us. This is our first show in since September. Yes, since September. Yeah, since September we've not had a show, just because we had to go for the wedding and it was amazing. I was just saying a big thank you to everyone that sent their, thank you very much, that sent their gifts, both in cash and also into the the wedding registry. It was just too amazing. I'm so sorry for I couldn't do a meet and greet or like an hangout. I planned doing it, but it was very tight. And the thing about it is, because so many people live in Lagos, it was more or less like some people say, oh, I'm living in the island, some people say I'm living in the mainland. It was so much, it was too many things. And I really wish that during the time I was around, there was like a concert that was going on then. Thank you very much, Kikums. There was a concert going on then, so we could have actually used that concert as like a thing. But even I myself wanted to do like a mini worship set. But guys, it was too much work to do. It was too much work to do. And a couple of things I wanted to say is, please, you can send your congratulatory messages. That's what we'll be posting every day to the end of the month. You can send your congratulatory messages to the DM, and once you do that, you'll be able to flow in with us, so we'll be able to post them up and let people know that you love us, you celebrate us, and yes, Life Matters family. If you can notice, the setup is really full. Because it's a live show, so we can't really display so much of it. But when we are recording like a regular vlog, you'll be able to see we have a full setup. We have more things, so you can see that the echo has kind of reduced, just because we kind of put more stuff in the studio. So we're setting up like a mini studio in the house so that we can do recordings here, we can shoot vlogs here, and yes, it's going to be amazing. So moving on to the next thing I wanted to discuss with us today is that we'll be transitioning to more of a podcast series. So you know that I have a podcast I run normally. So now I'll be changing the name of the podcast to Life Matters with Aanu Adedire. And the reason why I'll be changing the podcast to Life Matters with Aanu Adedire is because is majorly because I want it to be that people don't just, some people don't have access to YouTube to watch YouTube, and some people tell me, oh, and it's because you're abroad, you have yes, we change that chair, it's because you're abroad, you have access to internet, so that's why you think that we can always watch YouTube for a very long time. And I kind of told them that we're going to evolve, and part of our listening to our audience and also understanding the peculiarity in different people's schedule and different people's and also someone said if it's such a podcast, it'll be very nice so that they'll be able to listen to it on in their car and listen to it like listen to the radio, which I feel like is a very good thing. So we'll be transitioning into doing more of or less recording like this. But right now I'm recording for the podcast, so that by the time we have the podcast running, you can listen to the podcast like a radio, or you can listen to podcasts there. You can listen to it like a video podcast on YouTube. So that's the transition we are going to tail towards. So even if our guests are not internet savvy and they want us to have a phone call with us, you can always listen to that conversation later on the podcast. And streaming their podcast is really cheap. I don't think it's up to 30 megabytes. So that's part of the things we're trying to do. And because Facebook and Instagram, they go up your data, so we're trying to transition also into making it that the podcast will be up week in, week out, so you can always have access to it. So the one thing you help me do is subscribe to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the podcast channel, so that you'll be able to actually watch when we're done, basically. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about is that we'll be having like an end of the year appraise thing. So the essence is that if you have any friends that have new music, gospel music, and they want us to put it on the show, or they want to hear it on the show, it will be very important for you to let your friends know, so that your friends can send their songs to us. We'll proofread, you will listen to it. If it's something that is good for the show, we'll play it. So we'll be doing like a praise session till the end of the year. We could just play albums. That's what we're doing to the end of the year. So for our December, instead of having guests, we'll be having new set of songs. So tell your friends in different parts of the world, different languages. That's what we're doing till the end of the year. So it's really like DJ Aanu, So it will still be Life Matters with Aanu Adedire. I know that most of you have seen that I've had a name change on Instagram, which is Aanu Adedire Akinowono. But it's still Life Matters with Aanu Adedire. That's the brand name that we've always had before now, and that's the brand name we'll continue to have till the Lord tells us to change it. But right now, it's still Life Matters with Aanu Adedire, because a lot of people have asked me if there'll be a change in the name of the show, and I said no, my husband is fine with this. So it's just my husband. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to discuss also is also for the month of November. Yes, so for the month of November, if you are an entrepreneur or you have other entrepreneurs that have services that sell goods and will want to put their market out there, so part of the things we'll also be doing a free ad. So we do it every year in November. We always have a free ad for entrepreneurs. So if you are, I can see some of my entrepreneur friends on the live. So if you have other friends too that you want them to know about your your business, your services, you just send a DM to me. You can send to my personal page, or you can send a DM to Life Matters page, or you can send an email to lifematterswithaanuadedire@gmail.com. And with that, we'll transition well into having your goods and services advertised on the show throughout the month of November and on our page. So if you send us today, so tomorrow your ads will be up already. If you want us to have like a sale, last year we had 2 sale collaborations. So this year, if you want to have a sale collaboration with us, you just send, we're just a DM away, we're just an email away, and we always respond to all our emails and our DMs. So you just send an email or a DM to us, or send me personal DM. I'll always reply you. and let me know what you want to sell, or that friend that you want to sell that good or service. But today is more like a chill day where I wanted to just gist with you today and talk about what do you call this thing? How I put it? Talk about entrepreneurship, but not just entrepreneurship, but customer service. Now, we all know that I just had my wedding, and part of the things I'll be putting up in a vlog. Yes, so I'm gonna have a vlog series to just tell you all the nitty-gritty. It'll be like a 10-part video. That's the essence. So it'll be a 10-part video where I'm going to break down everything and let you know the big names that you can use, that I can recommend, and I'm going to put that big names out, and the big names that have terrible customer service, big names that have 0 customer service. I'm also going to let you know what it entails to plan staying abroad and plan your wedding for. I planned the wedding for like a year, so I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of having a wedding planner, just because I think the advantages are good, but the disadvantages also are there. So it'll be very nice also. Then also one of the things I'm going to talk about is your mood, in that having people in your corner. It's very important. I think I had a good set of people in my corner for the wedding. People, I can't even, if I start mentioning names, it will be like my bridesmaids, my videographer. People, let me tell you, there's some people that are just gonna be vendors to you for your events, and there's some people that will be they will stand by you through your events. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So, yes, I have lots of things to share with you, to be very, very sincere. And I can't wait to share them with you. But today I want to talk about customer service. And the reason I want to talk about customer service is because I feel like a lot of us that have businesses, and I'm not going to throw shit at anybody, but a lot of us that have businesses, we have gone to a place where we don't know how to communicate with our customers. We don't know how to let our customers know when we want to do a job and when we don't want to do a job. Don't just go silent on your customer, because your customer might be your next referral, and your next referral can be your new best big gig, right? So I will encourage and implore people that have businesses to please just go back and watch this episode, or go back and listen to the podcast and watch this. It's very important that if you have a client or like a customer comes to you and says, oh, I want to create a particular thing, or I want to have a gig, or I have a gig and I want you to come and sing, or whichever one it is, to be very sincere, it's better you tell the customer what's the date. So you should have like a pen ready. Let me give you an example. So you should have a pen ready where you're like, okay, good afternoon, Massa. You should have if you're not a pen writing person or whatnot, you should you should be able to have like a note. So have a journal, have a note. I always have a journal. I always have notes around me, even for Life Matters. So it's for me to say, okay, so I want to have you on my show. Let's imagine. So my service is to interview people, let other people know more about the person I'm interviewing. So what I do is to let you know, okay, hi, good afternoon. My name is so and so from Lifematterswithaanuadedire, and I will want you to we would love to have you on the show. This, and I send a breakdown of what the show entails, what the show is about, what Life Matters is about. Is the first introduction I send to you, and the second thing I send to you is the topic you're going to discuss, the time, the date, and your cancellation period. So if I send you an invite for, let's say, the 31st, and this is like today's the 6th, and you tell me, oh, okay, I'm going to get back to you, it's better you tell me that than you accept the email and not respond. And a lot of us entrepreneurs do that thing. A lot of entrepreneurs just say, Oh, when is the event? Oh, 21st. Okay, you write it down. What's the date? What time? They tell you 10 a.m. You say, okay, no problem. I'm going to get back to you and da 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 da. And you know in your heart that you have a gig for that day, or you have an event for that day that you are going to do. Instead of you knowing that you will not be able to actually go ahead and work with the person's time and date, instead of you telling the person that, you not tell the person, oh, I'll get back to you. So the person gives you, today's 6, so the person gives you the 6, and I send the email to you as I'm the customer, right? I'm the customer. You are the service. I'm sent, so no, okay, so I'm the one request for the service. So I have to, my customer service game has to be very good, right? So I'm the one that is requested for your service. Now you are the other side. You're also supposed to respond to me as another, because if you're a business, let me give an example of, let's say let me use someone. So let me use Laulu Benjo, since he's my brother, so I can use him on the show. Let me use Laulu Benjo. His service is, he's a musician, he has a live band, he does sound, he's into business. So if I'm going to send a mail to him, I'm sending a mail to let him know that we want your services. Now, as another company from the other side, you are to respond back to me and say, oh, thank you very much for we will not be able to honor it because we won't be available for this. And that would be perfect. Do we get what I'm saying? If you won't be available for that day, you let me know. And that's why it's important for every entrepreneur to have like a log. If you, even for your finance log, have a finance log. Oh, okay, so for the 21st, I am actually going to be paying this. For the 13th, I'm supposed to be in Sokoto, or I'm supposed to be in Calgary, I'm supposed to be in Vancouver to actually do this event or whatever it is. Do you get what I'm saying? Have a detailed log, so that won't clash customers. And that will make one customer say, oh, this person is a very bad person. This person cannot help with what I'm doing. This person, that can't work. That cannot work. So the best bet is to say, okay, you know what? Hi, my name is so and so. I want to let you know that on the 31st will be very tight for us. Is it possible for us to reschedule? Now, the moment you let the person know, you're transferring the onus on that same person to say, okay, yes or no, but not me as the person require your service to not get angry and say, oh, because you didn't say this early. Now, one of the things that I have experienced over the years in the field of customer service, and also over the years in doing Life Matters with Aanu Adedire, is that a lot of businesses that we've had on the show, some of them, I'm not saying it out of spite or out of, oh, we can never have them again, but because there's some guests we've had on the show that you would see the enthusiasm, they will give you the day, the time, everything will be going on well. Then there is a mix-up in maybe time or date or whatnot. I remember there was a particular man that I never met him before in my life, and he's a very, very renowned speaker. And he said, oh, what day? He chose the date, he chose the time for the show, and we spoke 30 minutes before the show and no response. So I was live on the show, I was talking to people, and everybody was waiting. And I had to start the show, because before I send what do you call this thing? Before I send an invite to you, I would have done full-length research on the person I'm having on the show. I'd have done full-length research on the topic I'm going to talk about on the show. So if the topic is my story, my life, and the person doesn't show up, I talk about in relation to our stories, our lives. That's how I flip the script. Do we understand what I'm saying? And I had to apologize to the audience that, oh, we're sorry for not having this person on the show. We would have loved to have this person. And that's how it will run, and da 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 da. So talking about customer service, which I said I was going to just talk about and also relation through my own experience as a brand, as a show, is one thing I've also realized is that when this person now canceled, the person didn't send a message. Now, if you're going to cancel or if you're not going to be there for a service, let's use Lalo as an example. Yeah, so like I was giving an example, you have to let me know as the person requiring your own service at the other side, because it's also your service, it's also your time, it's also your business that's at stake, you understand? So I will not want you to be that kind of person that will tell me, or I will show up, or I'll be there for the show, or I'll be there to give you. And a lot of us, even, let me use the word, as Christians, the Bible said, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. If you won't be available for someone, let's say a friend tells you, come and help me do this, you know in your heart that you won't be available, except there's a mix-up or something. You know that you will not be available for that event or for that show or for that gig or whatever it is the person is telling you to do. Don't tell the person, I'll get back to you. Don't tell the person I'll get back to you when you know in your heart that you won't be able to do it. But if you know that, okay, I'll get back to this person, get a pad. As a human being, I feel like if you're not old school like me that likes notes, you can also be new school like me that has drafts. So all my devices, I always have somewhere I put, okay, this is where this is due, this is where I have to do this is where, and I have a board here where I already like put stuff I'm supposed to do every day. So I don't have to think of, like, if I come into the office right now, I know that right here I have to do work for this time, I have to do this for the home, I have to post for tomorrow's show, I have to do, like, you should already have before you sleep at night. It kind of helps you. Let me tell you, and I remember that in 2019, I remember I had a podcast, the first podcast of the year, and I said that in 2019 I'll have a podcast for every week. I always this, I always that. And I look back in 2019, I looked at how many podcasts I released, and looked at all the things that happened to me in 2019. In fact, everybody will say, oh, you're preparing for a wedding. But did I keep to my word? No. Which means that I'm supposed to be responsible for everything I say. So it's the same thing for if you have a business, if you run an organization, if you're giving someone your word, you should be able to say, I will be available, I won't be available. And I know things happen last minute. I know life happens, to be very sincere. Let's not remove the fact that something emergent could come in. Your parents could call that something happened and you'll be on the way to this. I've even had someone where I was talking to one of my big brothers and he told me that he was about to go for administration and he just couldn't carry himself out of the bed and he had to apologize. And for me, even though if I was the organizing committee, I will feel really bad, but I will feel somehow that the person will feel very, very useless if the person came to that program and was shaking and fell off on stage. But to the person I'm offering the service to at the other side, which are the people, they will feel that, oh, this is another thing that happens. Someone calls for a show and they don't show up. And all these things happen. I remember 2017 when the reading here in Canada, and they wanted to bring a couple of Nigerian artists to Canada. And when they were putting their flyer, they were putting up, they never mentioned at any point that these people haven't solidified their visas, these people haven't done this, people haven't done that. They just kept, so everybody kept putting out, oh, the guy you like is going to be around, this person is going to be around, you should come, you should this, you should that. And a lot of people with the expectation of having blessings from God, also with the expectation of meeting these persons. And guess what? It was on the day the person was supposed to come, they came up on stage and said, oh, this person had visa issues. But it was not that day the person had visa issues. It wasn't that day. And I've seen a lot of churches, I've seen a lot of organizations put flyers up, misleading people that this person is going to be around for your event, for your show, and you know in your heart that you did not pay this person. Or you go around, you use someone else's picture for your ad. That one's even rampant in Nigeria, where you just see your, like, I recently was going through, I don't know, I just saw someone mention me on a page. I knew nothing, like I know nothing about the page. I used my wedding picture that I didn't even post. So the person went to take my wedding picture from a vendor's page and posted it on their page without telling me, without reposting about the vendor or anything. And in my mind, I'm like, why would you do that? It is very, very important that all these things that we put up, that we say to people, that we act like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, we actually do them. And that's part of the perks of customer service. And even our service to God, you know, for us that sing or we work in church, there's nothing too disheartening than when you know you have a gig, you know you have an event, you know you have a show, oh my God, and you don't show up for that particular thing. It's sad. It's disheartening when that happens to the person coming, or you tell nah, it's not fair on them. It's not fair on them. And we can't continue doing this even as Christians, even as business people. Like I said, in my 2 years of having Life Matters, I have seen things. There's sometimes that you want to have a guest on the show, you've seen the topic you want to do, you're so glad, you're so happy, because you know that, okay, this person is going to do this. And at the end of the day, what happens? The person doesn't show up. Or the person says, oh, I like the topic, but I didn't know that was what you sent to me. Or you send a lengthy, detailed email to the guests, and like, I've seen things. So people that you will respect with time, with everything, that, okay, let me make sure that my setup is great, I'm able to talk. Nah. For some people, it doesn't work that way. For some people, they don't want to disappoint. Excuse me. They don't want to disappoint, but life happens. So as business owners, as service providers, whether you're a singer, you're a director, you're a speaker, whatever you're doing, please make sure that you are able to deliver the service just as you said you'll deliver it. Let it not be said that you told someone you are going to go out of your way to do something and you don't do it, and you don't give the persons the reasons or give the person ample time. I was into a conversation where this person was supposed to sing at the person's wedding, and last minute the person cancels. Now, what would you do at that point? And also, it's also very important that you also have a backup plan. You have a backup plan that when I give people the ample time to disappoint. Not like I'm a bad person, but give you that leeway that you probably might disappoint. So if you're going to disappoint, let me just save myself the heartache and not, how will I put it? And not put myself into the trouble of you are going to mess up that day for me. So I kind of have a plan B. Do you understand? So let me give you an example. So this person was meant to deliver a service for an event and didn't show up. And there was nothing they could do at that point. Nothing. Thank God the person had a backup plan. That, oh, okay, brother, sister, this person isn't going to show up, but can you help me do this if this person doesn't show up? It doesn't sometimes mean you don't trust people, but it just sometimes means that you save yourself the heartache of trying to burn yourself. So what I'm talking about is, and seem very serious, I want to say a big shout out to my sister Rachel. She's on the show right now, and yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday, Rachel. God bless you. God be with you. God cause his face to shine upon you in Jesus' name. And happy birthday to one of our faithful friends who has always supported us from day one, Aanu Adedire. God bless you, Aanu. God be with you. It's amazing having you as a friend, and yes, I'm so happy that you're having your birthday today. So for most people that come on the show that have a service to render, that we've spoken about a lot of things on the show several times. Several times. And a lot of times the reason why most people don't sort of have that leeway of having to talk with this person or having to deliver this service well or right is because sometimes they feel like, what if this happens? What if I don't? Like, self-doubt sometimes makes a lot of entrepreneurs not deliver. Hi, Mr. Ola. How are you doing, sir? So it is very important. It is very important. It is very, very, very important that we all, service providers, have good customer service. Entrepreneurs have good customer service. No matter how angry your client can make you get, please don't for 1 minute, don't ever, even if you're the one, like, you have to have that spirit. Like, if you're a Christian, you have to have that spirit of God to be able to control your tongue and be able to say, you know what, I booked the hotel rooms for guests, and they're telling me the rooms are not available after paying for them. Like, bro, that's not gonna happen. Like, nah, it's not gonna happen. And a lot of times we've seen people just do whatever they like, in quotes. But we all know, me and you both know the kind of service that I've asked you to render. I told you, this is the service I want. This is what I want you to help me do. This is what I want you to do for me. But you've done whatever you wanted. So it's very important that we balance all these things. We sort of go out of our way to make sure that our clients, our customers love what we do. Even at work, make sure that your employer is able to say, you know what, I don't want to let this person go. This person is too good. Because of how much clients will come back and say, I want this person, or is this person available? Have a good attitude with your fellow neighbors. Have a good attitude. Smile. It costs you nothing to smile. Like, I was talking to a co-worker a couple of days ago, and she's like, how can one have happiness? And she said, because it's a bit tough sometimes. And I told her, I said, I'm not in pursuit of happiness. I want joy. And I gave an illustration, which I actually right now don't know where the illustration came from. But I gave an illustration, which I'm trying to remember right now. I gave an illustration of, I think I've forgotten the illustration. But let me give you another illustration of what I'm talking about. Happiness is like, you go out, you see food, you see that the food is nice, you eat it, and that's the end. You get hungry again. But when you're hungry, because you don't want to go outside again, you start feeling depressed because you didn't have that food that made you happy. Do you understand? Joy is that with or without the food, you have a store of food in your house that helps you, that even if you're so hungry than that, you'll be able to smile and still say you're happy. So let's all stop pursuing happiness. Let's start having the spirit of joy in us. where no one can take that joy from you. Joy is that I've had a job before, this job has been going great, this job has been going nice, but the moment I stop working, I just feel depressed. And the truth is, you can't have sustainable joy if your happiness, your joy is tied to a job. The joy should come from here and not from the job. Joy should be something that has been bubbling in your heart, that when things happen on the way, you're able to say, well, life happened, but I still have joy. With or without the job. With or without that relationship. Let that relationship not define your happiness. So if we look at all these things, if we look at how we relate to other people too, we'll be able to say, you know what, I am happy, I am glad, I have joy. And you know the Bible says the joy of God is our strength. So we get the strength of God through the joy we use from Him. So for most of us, for most people that have over the years had issues with what people say, how people react to us, how we relate to other people, let's stop doing that. Let's start having the joy of God. You can also read books. There's so many books that can help you be a better communicator, a better customer service skills in your business. Knowing that when you say yes to an event, having a journal is important as an entrepreneur. Also having somewhere that you can note, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, it's very important that when you tell your clients that I am going to if you tell your clients, hello, I'm going to deliver these services for 2 p.m. on Tuesday. If by 10 a.m. you're able to see that this particular thing, I might not be able to do it for 10 a.m. What I will do, sorry guys, what I'm going to do is to make sure that I communicate that with, oh, I'm supposed to deliver this for 2 p.m. to my client. What I will do is to make sure that I communicate with my client, hello, Mr. or Miss so-so-and-so, Mrs. so-so-and-so. The goods are on the way, but it's supposed to be delivered for 2 p.m. but it's looking like 6 p.m. I'm calling early. Excuse me. I'm calling early so that you'll be able to, if you've been waiting for 2 p.m., you can kind of reschedule your day very early this morning. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. And let it be that, because I have a friend, my very good friend, her Instagram handle is Moima Fabric, MOYMA Fabrics and more. And one of the good things I like about her service is if by Monday morning at 9 a.m. she knows that service is not going to be there for 3 p.m. Maybe she calls her client, hello, I'm sorry, this can't be delivered because this and this. It's way better that when I'm waking up and I'm starting my day, and for people that don't plan the day before, it might help. But for me that I planned the day before, I'll feel a little bit hurt, but I'll be happy that she sent that early so I can always shuffle around my day early in the morning. But if you didn't tell me and I'm sitting down at home thinking, and a lot of people do it, like let me give an example. Today, someone's supposed to come check out something and it said 8 o'clock. And as at 8:35, they were not here yet. And that disrupted, like, okay, will we have the show? Will we not have the show? Will this happen? Will this not happen? And all those things kind of flunk. Even for guests, when I've had amazing guests that would tell me, oh, you know what? Can you give me 20, 30 minutes leeway because I'll be stuck in traffic? And for some of them, they'll be like, this traffic isn't moving, do you think we can just have it here in the car? And I've had a guest that also would say, you know what, give me 10 minutes leeway. And I'm like, okay, you know what, I will do all the introduction, play some music, do this, that, and we'll be able to send you an invite when it's so time. So me and my guest have communicated that And we've been able to see that, okay, this will be done better if we communicate our time and what we want to do. So it's the same way for when we have clients or we have guests or we have services we're going to render to people. Let's make sure that we're able to do that in the time we tell them we're going to do it. Now, a couple of things that I also wanted to say is that as entrepreneurs, please make sure that if you're not able to deliver the exact thing, tailors, makeup artists, okay, so let me give you an example of this particular brand that is very popular also. And we had a conversation. I sent my measurement down. They made the outfits and they sent it back, and the others were good except my own personal one. And I'm like, this is so bad. And 2 years after, they send another one again, and still it was not up to standard. And in my mind, I sent a message to them. I'm like, why is it that you guys have this particular thing of not meeting like time or pattern or standard? Or you give your makeup artist a particular picture and you say, oh, you know what, help me do this. And by the time you check the mirror, it's opposite what you do, and they'll tell you, oh, I feel this one will look better on you. There's a reason why your clients give you the brief for your service. So if you're rendering a service, you should be able to deliver what the client wants to deliver, or say, no, I won't be available for this, and this. So it's very good that you note down and you send a draft. I like one thing about my dad, my new dad. My new dad is someone that when he gives you a brief to do something, he will send, like, he wants you to send like a feedback of, okay, buy 3 pots of stew, 1 pot of egusi, and you write everything. You said on the phone, he will want to see that you got it. So as someone that, and on a normal day, I like doing that. Once you send me a brief or you send me something to do, I will send you a breakdown of, okay, this, and this. Do you want me to do this? 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 Is this what you wanted me to do? And it is now on my client to say, okay, yes, I want you to actually do these things. So it will be very important for each and every one of us that have good services, even in God's house, where we say we're going to do something and we're able to do it. Then a little bit I've noticed about leadership also is that it is very important that you're not leaving a position, and even though it will be felt that, oh, okay, this person is leaving this position, but it's also important that you yourself, you're able to leave and people are still able to work without you being there. And that's one thing that a lot of Nigerian or African leaders, they feel that if I'm not there, nothing should happen, which is wrong. So you should be able to say, oh, I'm going to sleep, I'm not going to be available, I'm traveling for years, I'm traveling for months. And there should be a very smooth transition in everybody's doing their work and nobody's injuring that, oh, we have to wait till this person's around. No. You feel, I told myself when I started working as the youth president of my youth group, I told myself that I will fail as a leader if I myself, I cannot have a smooth transition where if I'm around or if I'm not around, and the fellowship will run or everything will break down, because I'm supposed to give everyone that's working around me and with me the leeway to be able to express themselves and to be able to work without it being that it's inched to me. Nah. It shouldn't be that. So there should be that smooth transition. There should be that smooth wave where you are able to transition out and in without it being that you are around. They should not even know that. I most times don't even like the title thing. And even if you're given a title, I still don't want to be there to enter my head that I'll be like, oh, if I'm not around, this will not work. You failed as a leader if that is your motto. Or if the vision of what you're planning at the point you're transitioning out or you're leaving or you're not available or something comes up, the next person or the person doing all these things isn't able to move with your vision, then there is a problem. So all these things happen to each and every one of us, and we're looking at it like, oh, this person's doing this person's doing that. Oh no, I don't like. It will be a failure to you if they can't catch the vision of the organization. So no matter what it is that you're doing, that you've done, that you're planning to do, or you're trying to start a business, or even you're trying to develop in your relationship with your spouse or with your partner, it is very, 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 very important that you are able to communicate that without an inch of miscommunication or non-clarity. So make sure that you're in sync with your team, you're in sync with your spouse or your partner, you're in sync with your client, where your client's brief is delivered as they want it to be delivered. And even if you're going to have like your personal touch of, okay, you know what, please help me design this bell. Okay, you know what, you don't want the bell with the flappy thing that will be ringing. So what I would say to you is that you should be able to work with what your client wants. And what your client wants is that you, as the vendor, are delivering that. Okay, so what if I have something that will sound like this instead of the very loud one? And you're thinking that you're doing your client a favor by trying to impute the loud bell to it, but your client says, no, that's not what I want. So all that mix and match of it makes you understand and makes you know that when your client says, oh, I don't want something close to me, I want a leeway of how my response to this other person should work, you should be able to deliver that to them. And same as you, that you're the customer, you should not have that. I have seen a lot of people, and even when it comes to like fashion, a lot of tailors, you give them an outfit, oh, this is exactly what I want, and ta-da, you just happen to see that the person doesn't deliver at all. And you're thinking in your mind, why would you do that to me? Oh, I know, it's similar to it. No, there's a reason why I sent you a picture. There's a difference between me saying, oh, you go and do it, don't worry, I will see you later. Do whatever you like. I'm giving you the leeway to use your professional, your idea, your whatever. But the moment I'm sending you a brief, and that help me give this, help me do this, and this, then I expect you. It's the same way. If I, as a singer, you tell me, oh, please, at my wedding, I don't want any secular music, and you are a DJ or you're the singer, I don't expect you to now say, oh, you know what, people in the audience will like it. No, people in the audience didn't call you for the service. You should be able to deliver what your clients want. Oh, her mommy says she wants this. No, this is what your client says she wants. Same thing with tailors. A lot of tailors do that thing where you send them a picture and they do whatever they like. I make a couple of clothes and I see what B A delivered and what B delivered, and I look at both of them and I'm like, B delivered exactly what I wanted. A didn't. A just gave me similar pattern or similar style, in which you'll be thinking in your mind that, oh, okay, no, this person is supposed to, but the person didn't. So it is my job as the client, or it is my job as the customer to be able to tell you, you did not deliver what exactly I wanted. It's as simple as that. So as good as it is for most of us, and as good as it is for every one of us, it is important that our customer service game, as we're ending the year, I know most of us are just a lot of entrepreneurs have a lot of the businesses they're running, a lot of Christmas things they're trying to, Mr. Yemi, how you doing? A lot of Christmas stuff they're trying to send out as singers. You have a lot of gigs, you have a lot of events as DJ, whatever service you're rendering, make sure it is top notch, make sure it is perfect. Make sure you're able to deliver to your client exactly what they want. And if you don't have the exact thing they want, make sure you're able to communicate that to your client and tell your client, excuse me, I won't be able to deliver to you because this, and this is what's going on. Catch you go. So I think that I've been able to address some of these issues, and I've been able to explain to you. For those that might just be joining me, a couple of things I've said earlier is a transition. So because we've had a lot of people that still want to listen to Life Matters with Aanu Adedire, so we're transitioning into having a podcast where we might not be able to have the guests. We might just come on a Wednesday like this and just like have a conversation like this with different people, but we might not be able to, we might have our guests way before. We'll have different guests and what they've talked about. So I'll put up a flyer so that you know the new episode is up for the day. And yeah, but I might not be able to what do you call this thing? We might not be able to always have the guests live like this, because some guests are like doctors who are working in the morning, and even when we transition where we're having the show for weekends, you'll be able to listen to the podcast like listen to radio. You'll be able to actually listen to it with less data burning, just because a lot of people pay. Like I'm using Wi-Fi right now, so I might not be able to, I might be able to sit down and watch different YouTube channels, which most of us do. It's just value. And we're not losing any of the things we've been doing before. But like I said, next month, which is December, if you have a brand new song, if you have a song you want us to promote, please send it to us. Send it to my personal DM, or send it to Lifematterswithaanuadedire's DM, or send it to lifematterswithaanuadedire@gmail.com, and we'll play your songs for free on the show throughout the month of December. Also, I said this month, one of the things we always do is to have a collaboration with small businesses. So if you have a small business and you want us to have a collaboration together, please let me know. So we'll be able to have that collaboration. I'll be able to advertise all your goods and services for free throughout the month of November as our anniversary package. And if you also want us to have like a collaboration, you want to put your music up, or you want to have something with your music on the show, please send a DM to me and let's have a conversation. We'll listen to the song and believe that if the song is good enough for the consumers, just like I said, we'll be able to play it on the show. Oh, bless me. So as we wrap up the show today, I'm sure that you've learned one or two things. I'm sure that you'll be able to talk to your friends who have businesses to come back and watch the show, to send their DMs, and let your friends also advertise on the show. And also you'll be able to understand that being responsible to your world, having joy in your heart and not just pursuing happiness, is more important than any other thing. By the end of the show, I'll be posting a particular video of a brother of ours, Yemi TPX, on the Life Matters page. He has a song, "You Be God, You Know Be Mano," and it's a very it's an amazing song that you will love. So please go to his page, follow him, and you'll be able to listen to inspiring songs. Also, I would love you to go follow us at Aanu Adedire Akinawanu on Instagram, Aanu Adedire on Facebook, Aanu Tomi on Twitter, and follow our YouTube channel at Aanu Adedire. And very soon we'll be having the Life Matters YouTube channel, so that my personal YouTube page will be for the show, or I transition it out, whichever one will work better. We'll be able to do that. But as we go today, make sure that you yourself are able to be accountable. You are accountable for how you take in the negative things of this life and what you take in. And even when people don't support you, people don't like you, people don't encourage you, people don't want to support what you do, make sure that you understand the focus, the grind. Because that's one of the things I posted today. Even when people said that it will not work out, we are 2 years strong. And that's one thing that you should always remind yourself. The promise God has made for you, the promise God has for you, He said, my promise for you is of good and not of evil, to bring you to a future and a hope. So for most of us that maybe you have not been doing well, you think that 2019 has been so sad for you, 2019 hasn't been the best time for you, that you feel like, oh, 2019 is what it is, you don't care, you don't know what's going on. Let me tell you one amazing thing about God. He God, the Lord our God, the God that created the heavens and the earth, He is able to turn your story around. See, the latter is always greater than the former. And the latter of this year will be greater than every struggle, every sadness, every pain you've gone through the year 2019. So please just trust God. Make sure you're able to follow us. So we also believe that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above what you can ever ask or think, according to the power that works in us. So make sure that you trust in God through the remaining less than 60 days to the end of 2019, and God is still going to be faithful to you. Make sure that you follow us, so you can check Google podcast, you can check Apple Podcast, and you can also check Anchor. They're all podcast platforms. You can listen to the podcast and give us your feedback. Let us know what you want us to improve. And yes, so please, if you have services that you want to advertise, we're doing a free advertisement through the month of November. So let your friends know. If you have a new song, if you have friends that have new songs and they need somewhere they want to advertise on, please send it to us at Lifematterswithaanuadedire. Send us a DM or send us a direct message on Facebook. Don't forget to like our page. And like I said, a big thank you to everyone that has always been supporting, that's always been watching, that's always been subscribing, that's always been delivering. And also, if you want, if you have guests in mind, or you have topics in mind that you feel, oh, I've never heard someone talk about this topic on any platform, please, you can send us a DM. You can send to my personal page. If you have any services you render, maybe a makeup artist, or you make hair, or you sing, or you sell goods, or you sell clothes, or you do a show, okay, whichever one you do, please make sure you send a direct message to me. And we are doing a free ad for the month of November, since we clock into November 28th. God bless each and every one of you. I pray God prospers you. I pray the peace of God will continue to reign in your life, in the name of Jesus. As you support Life Matters with Aanu Adedire, I pray that God will continue to support everything that's good in your life. I pray God will make the remaining less than 60 days of 2019 be the best days of your life, in the name of Jesus. From me, myself, and from everyone that has always been there for us, we say a big thank you. God bless you. And we say to you, we see you next week. Make sure that you're true to your word, you're accountable, you love your neighbor as yourself, you're responsible for everything you say and do, and you're able to stand by your word. You're able to stand by the truth of God's word, which He says that His plans for you are of good and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. You're able to plan your day. Make sure you have a journal, make sure you have a to-do list, make sure you're able to plan, make sure your yes is yes and your no is no. Make sure you're able to use the remaining time in the year 2019 to just have fun, enjoy God, and enjoy life. Life is too short to tighten the word on your chest, you have to have fun, so make sure the many days of 2019 are those days for you, and make sure that you're able to enjoy time with your loved ones, enjoy time with family, enjoy time with all those that are your friends. Till I see you next week, I love you, I celebrate you. God bless you, God be with you, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Aanu Adedire. Follow us at Lifematterswithaanuadedire on Facebook and on Instagram. Make sure that you tell your friends who have businesses that we are having an advert free. So you're going to post your goods, service, or whatever you're doing on the page all through the month. For each person that does, we'll have a post per day for each person. So we're going to do that all the way till November 30th. So please don't forget to do that. Until I see you this time next week, I still love you, and I pray that God be with you. God cause his face to shine upon you in the mighty name of Jesus. Till I see you next week with an amazing guest. My guest next week is a renowned producer, and he's an amazing friend. Until I see you next